see how that temperature gauge is past that 180 mark? That's not good. Now, I did some research as to what it could be, and one of the things that I ran into that I found interesting was these cars read in real time. So unlike other cars, when your motor gets hot, it'll take a couple minutes or a couple seconds to read on your speedometer or your gauge, whatever. But with this car, it's like instant. It reads in real time. So that caught my attention one time in traffic, and it was just going up. I wasn't sure what I wasn't sure what was going on. So I did the research and then came to that conclusion. But after the hurricane, I ended up going through some water I couldn't see, and then things started hitting the car. And so I'm not sure if the radiators are just clogged or there's actually something broken. So we're gonna dive into that. I'm gonna start by removing the front bumper and then seeing if there's anything that is potentially blocking the radiator. So you guys, it is the next morning. We're gonna have to figure out what is going on with this heating issue with our Porsche Cayenne. So let's go ahead, tear this bumper off and see what we're working with. So if you look under here, we have nothing but mud under here still. No matter how many times I've tried to clean it, underneath the car is still muddy. The other side has a bunch of debris underneath as well. I'm actually really gonna have to clean this out because we have a Porsche event coming up. Yeah, you see all that debris under there. Yeah, that's gonna have to be cleaned out. But we have a Porsche event coming up this weekend, and I want this thing to not overheat while we're driving. So we're gonna have to get this thing off, clean it up, and there's also water in there from the hurricane. Yeah, this thing is a mess right now. So I think it'll be a little bit easier to start on this side because this fender lining piece is already dangling, and I only would have to remove that screw right there and then this screw right here to get to whatever's holding this part on. So apparently removing this bumper is just one screw right there. Is that? No, it's right here. It's in this little pocket. It's the Torx. It's kind of hard to get to right here. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna be able to get to that. I may have to use the drill with a couple extensions, but that's where we're at now. I'm not gonna say it's difficult, but it's a lot more intricate than I actually thought it would be. So with a couple pulls and a little bit of effort, you can go ahead and get this side piece out. Now I'm thinking that these things have bolts, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm not gonna dive into it too much, but there's actually two screws here that hold on the bumper. It's one up top and then one like in. So the one up top is same size as the one that goes in, which would be I think it's this one. It would be a V17, whatever Torx pitch, you know what I mean. So you have that, and then you also have these up top, which also have to be removed. And then once you remove those, you can go ahead and just slide this out. God, there's so much water in there. Anyway, once you got those all removed, you can go ahead and just slide it out, and then you move on to the other side. Now, these are wired to the factory system, so I'm not going to pull it out all the way. I'm just going to pull it out enough to where it'll sag, and I'm able to power wash the radiator, power wash all the debris out and things like that. We got the clips off. Everything should be good to pull off. Maybe if we do something like that, get that out the way. Something's blocking this. I wonder if it's the skid plate, but I don't think so. Something's blocking it to be able to come off. So looking under here, it is a complete mess. There's just so much debris. I know it doesn't look bad on camera, but there's truly a ton of debris back here. And then even down there, radiator's clearly clogged up. So we're gonna have to get this thing all sorted out because this thing is not good. So I couldn't find anything to hold this bumper up because all the lights and stuff are kind of wired in, so I don't want to take anything off and disconnect it. But Man, this thing is a mess. I'm gonna go ahead, turn this power washer on, get a lot of this gunk out of here, and then hopefully our issue goes away, because it is actually kind of worrying, and I don't like being worried about things like that. So go ahead, power wash this off, see where we're at. I'm pretty sure we got most of this thing clean for the most part. Just gotta rinse that little top piece off right there. But majority of it is clean. The radiator is no longer clogged. And I'm hoping this fixed the issue, because I do not want to do a water pump. I do not want to have any coolant leaks, which we don't have any coolant leaks. So the only suspectable thing will be a water pump. But hopefully that is not the issue, because I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing the water pump. It's not happening. It is too big of a motor for me to even make an attempt at it. It's just not happening. So let's get this thing rinsed off one more time, and then go ahead and throw this bumper back on. Side note, one thing I like about having a West Coast car is ain't no crazy rust. Everything looks brand new. Kinda all the bolts are good. No rust. On the East Coast cars, bolts are rusted. Things are like cracking because of rust. This car is a perfect example. So West Coast cars are better to have, not gonna lie. I think same with Florida cars, but cars that don't really see rain or snow, goodbyes. Our bumper is back together. I ended up tightening down those 4 pods down there, because that one and that one ended up being like, they were a bit loose. So those are done. The car is somewhat clean. I'm gonna actually take it to a car wash, because it's too hot to be doing any of that. I live in the desert. As you can see, it's just nothing but sun. We barely got trees that cover the sun, so I'm not staying out here. And as you can see, the sun's starting to peek through. So I'm good off washing the car. I'm gonna take it to the car wash and have them wash it, because it ain't for me. So let's go ahead, take this thing on a drive, and see where our temps are at. All right, we are doing a little nighttime driving with the Porsche. We definitely got a freaking fire video coming up this weekend, but we're doing night drive. We got to see if that temp gauge goes past the 180 mark. So this weekend we have a Porsche Cayenne specifically caravan. It's hosted by Porsche of Ontario, California, not Ontario, Canada. Porsche Ontario is hosting a Cayenne caravan to debut the 2024 Porsche Cayenne. So it's a whole bunch of Cayennes driving up to Big Bear, over an hour away. So it's gonna be a fun drive. Gonna have tons of footage. Gonna have footage of the new Cayenne. We get breakfast, a goodie bag. Honestly, I'm more excited about the goodie bag. And then after that, we're gonna head to the beach. Me and my girl are gonna head to the beach. We're gonna have a whole nice beach setup. We're gonna drive the Porsche on the beach. Gonna open the awning, sit down, relax. You know, it's gonna be a nice setup. And I even got the grill back there so we can grill. Stay tuned for the video. So normally around this time, that temperature gauge would be well past the 180 mark, especially when I'm like cruising or driving slow. I live in the desert, so it gets stupid hot. So I think we fixed it, boys, because that temp gauge is not moving. Maybe if I get on it a little bit, let's see. Let's get this car past, get some room up here, see if this temp gauge moves. I think we got it. I think we got it. Yep. Literally all it was just dirt and mud from the fucking the hurricane. We fixed it. So now that we have finally fixed the issue with our Porsche Cayenne constantly getting well over the 180 mark, we can now fully enjoy this car once again and do this Porsche Caravan and go to the beach and enjoy the car and do what it's made to do. So, next video, expect tons of Porsche Cayennes, expect tons of 911s, because we're going to the 911 the Porsche Experience in Los Angeles. We're gonna eat lunch there, and then from there we're gonna head to the beach, set up all the overland stuff, get this thing nice set up, have us sitting comfortable. And brother, your headlights are bright. Your headlights are bright, bro. Anyway, we got a super fun, cool video coming up next video, so stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel, hit them post notifications, because you're not gonna miss these videos. You're not gonna miss these videos. Our channel's starting to get traction. We're starting to move up in the ranks, boys, so you know what that means. More content, more fun, and more Porsche. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. It's your boy got tacos. Me and my girl, we finna eat. We finna have some fun. Also gotta clean this car because I still have not cleaned it since the hurricane.